Alright, this is question 5 of 7. It's how did you attract / address your audience? I'd say that we would attract our audience by doing adverts on the television, on like BBC One. But I'd say these would happen during I think the timing of these would be quite later on. It wouldn't be during the times that younger children tend to watch their shows. So I'd say perhaps after 8 or something you'd start to see adverts for this, because it's such a serious topic. I'd say that it's better advertised at that time. And similarly, this tends to be the time that our target audience would be watching the TV after maybe they've put their children to bed, or they're nearer going to bed, or similarly like after maybe 15-year-olds and upwards have finished schoolwork, or they tend to they're still awake at that time, or mostly the majority is still awake at that time, so they can still see the adverts and be engaged to them. I know that dramas and like soap operas and things, a lot of people in our target audience watch these as well. So these could be like in between them. Like for example, I know that BBC One doesn't do any adverts during programmes, but afterwards, straight afterwards, it could be there. It could be advertised, maybe on Channel 4 in between soap operas, or in between things of a similar type and of a similar genre. Like for example, maybe Hollyoaks, because that was previously, we took some inspiration from Hollyoaks too. It could be in one of the breaks, preferably the 7 o'clock episode of Hollyoaks, because as I mentioned before, that it's not as though our film is inappropriate, but it's more suited to an older audience. How would we address our audience? I think even though we haven't got to produce the whole film, we would see it through the woman's eyes, the victim's eyes. So I guess we would kind of feel as though we're the victims as well. So we'd kind of be almost like the invisible person in the victim's life that just knows everything. We could have, what we were planning to do is we'd have a few voiceovers as well, but it'd be like the victim's thoughts. It'd be Deanne's thoughts. It'd be Diane's thoughts. This is what she'd be thinking. She'd be she wouldn't have to verbally open her mouth, but this is what she's thinking, and we'd hear it through a voiceover. The audience would hear it, so it's as though we're in her mind. We know what's happening. We're fully aware of everything that's going on and her emotions at every point. However, we aren't able to talk. We aren't able to do anything.